7 things to do before getting your real estate license. That's right, I said before getting your real estate license. So many agents, while they're studying to get their license, they're not doing anything else. And then the second they get their license, they're completely overwhelmed with all of the things that they have to take care of on top of learning how to actually sell real estate, because the course isn't going to teach you that. It's just a matter of getting you licensed. It really doesn't teach you a whole lot about actually being successful in the real estate business. So you can put yourself ahead of all the other agents who are studying for their license and not doing anything else by implementing these 7 tips. That way, when you do get your license, you are already confident in what you're going to be doing and not overwhelmed trying to learn the contract or trying to determine what you should say in a listing appointment. If this is your first time here, be sure to hit that subscribe button below and tap the bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know when a new video is uploaded. All right, so let's get into it. The first step is decide which brokerage you are going to want to join. And this is a bit of a process. I will put a link to a video above that I've talked about how to choose the right brokerage. But this is something that you want to do as soon as you decide you're going to get your real estate license, because you're going to want to interview with different brokers and then from there narrow it down to your top 2 choices and then eventually make your decision of who you want to join. All of that can be done while you are studying to actually become licensed. Don't wait to do it until you have your license. It will just cost you more time down the road. Number 2 is, once you have selected the brokerage you're going to join when you get your license, you're going to want to have the broker or the team leader, however it's set up, pair you with an agent so that you can shadow them even before you're licensed. And what that's going to do for you is show you how to show a house, how to write a purchase contract, how to write up a listing agreement. All of these things can be done before you get your license because you'll be shadowing an agent who is already licensed. And any agent that's willing to do that for you, they are taking on sort of a mentor role. Depending on which brokerage you join, they may have formal mentor programs, and it's the same thing. There's no reason that you can't go ahead and be a part of that program so that you get experience and can observe what it's like to be a real estate agent. That way, when you get your license, you're not going, oh my gosh, I got my first client and I don't even know how to open a lockbox. Number 3 is start practicing conversations. Conversations when you're a new agent build confidence. And while you won't have any clients yet because you're not licensed yet, you can still get down your conversations. So for example, if you're going to be talking to a buyer, then you can practice the questions that you would have during a buyer consultation. You can practice them by yourself. If you've got a spouse, ask your spouse to role play with you, or a friend, or that agent that you're shadowing, perhaps they could help you. But you want to have conversations as though it's a buyer consultation. If you're on a listing appointment, conversations as though you're showing a house to a buyer. All of these conversations that you're having before you're licensed are basically polishing you so that you're not nervous and freaking out when you get your first client, when you actually have your license. All of this preparation builds you up so that you feel more confident in what you're doing. And that's a big problem in real estate. So many agents get their license and then go, what do I do now? I have no idea what I'm doing. And that's part of the reason the failure rate is so high, because if you don't know what you're doing, then you don't feel secure, and then that turns into not feeling like you're worthy of getting clients. You just need to be able to practice what you're going to say in different scenarios so that you're confident when you are actually speaking directly to a client. Number 5 is study your market. Knowing what's happening in your market the second somebody asks you is very powerful, because it not only shows the person that asked you, you know what you're talking about, but it also is another confidence builder for you. And I'm not saying that you need to memorize, the past 60 days of sales for every city that you're going to be operating in, but you should have a general idea. If I were to come up to you on the street and say, hey, what's the market like in Alexandria right now? You should be able to rattle off current inventory levels, median sale price, median days on the market, so that you can quickly give me a general idea of what the current conditions of the market are. And what that's going to also do is when you get a client and they're asking you questions about the market, you're already going to know. You're not going to have any anxiety when you have that first conversation going, oh my gosh, I have no idea what the market is doing because I haven't looked into any of it. All of this can be done before you get your license. No, you will not have access to the MLS until you are actually licensed, but there are so many resources online that you can use to get these stats down, study some basic information about the market you're going to be operating in, and continue to build upon that so that once you get your license, you're off and running. Number 6 is build your personal brand. And this is going to be very surface level because you don't need to spend a bunch of time or money working on branding or anything like that. But what you can do is decide how you're going to want your brand to look. Are you going to have certain colors that you would like to use? Are you going to have a logo that goes with your brokerage logo that you're going to want to use in your marketing? That's really all I'm speaking on in terms of building your personal brand. What is it going to look like on a very basic level? Where are you going to be sharing this marketing information? And what's your message? What are your values? That way, you're not spending time on this after you get your license when you really should be starting to lead generate and build your pipeline. This should not take more than, honestly, a few hours. You can use Canva if you want to make up a few mock-up marketing pieces. Think about the colors that you like or the colors that go well with the brokerage you've decided to join, and then just keep it moving from there. Don't make it too complicated. Number 7 goes along with building your personal brand. Create posts for social media so that you have them for later on. You can even go ahead and schedule them if you know exactly when you're going to have your license and legally be able to advertise. You will save yourself so much time if you get these content pieces built out while you're studying for your real estate exam and have that content scheduled versus trying to work on all of that once you're licensed and trying to build a business and you've got people pulling you in different directions and you're trying to build your pipeline. That can all be super overwhelming. So if you take care of building out your social media content, I would even do probably at least a month worth of content, preferably 2 months, because that takes the pressure off of you. Once you are licensed, you don't have to worry about that. You know it's going to be filtered out and it's already taken care of, and it sort of buys you some time. It's one less thing you have to focus on once you're actively able to sell real estate.